Hey, I need a haircut. Yes, I know. Welcome, Rue. Yeah, I need a haircut and a shower and all those things that you do when you don't have a baby. But for now, I'm a bit lazy and I didn't get those things. Actually, the haircut is fine. I just need to put my hair in order because I got a haircut not so long ago. EJ Kibble. Every artist is probably sick of anyone asking this, but I'm a complete beginner. Where should I start? Are there any good fundamental courses that I should check out? Thanks. Yes, I have a series of fundamental videos. Like that should help you out. Like take a look at my what is it? Playlists, and you should find a couple of videos there that should be relatively useful. They're a bit older, but other than some cringy intros and me saying some cringy things, it should hold up relatively well. And always feel free to ask these questions. I know they are commonly asked questions, but also there's always new people who get into drawing. So I'm happy to answer these questions. By the way, we are just doing some color experimentations, so this is not going to be a stream with a specific thing that we're going to draw. So if you have questions, this is a good time to ask them, because I'm just going to try and replicate this here fella a couple of more times, and then I'm going to go over it with watercolor, just trying a couple of... This would be much better in Photoshop, but I can't really match the... Let me just close this door. I can't really match the watercolors digitally, so I guess it is a bit cumbersome, but this is something that we're going to do. My first thoughts were to go straight into drawing faces and quickly realized that was a mistake. I mean, some people learn like that. I would suggest, like, if you're into humans, go into anatomy. There's a bunch of good anatomy books out there. Definitely do that first. I am specialized in industrial design, so the videos that you're gonna find on my page are all about how to draw objects and stuff, not necessarily faces, but many of the methodologies that you can learn from me you can use for the faces as well, like the how to break down something, how to simplify things. I have a bunch of videos on that kind of stuff that should help anybody know better what your preferred drawing subject is. Bhvish Kumar, how much time should I give to practice drawing? I mean, as much time as you can, I would say. It also depends what you consider practice drawing. Finished pieces could also be used as practice. or depending on the level that you want to achieve, you might need years and years of practice drawings before you get to a grandmaster level. It's really up to what you consider good enough for yourself, and then you just, okay, this wasn't a practice drawing. For example, this sketch that I'm doing now, I started up digitally. I did a couple of sketches, then I laid these pencils out, and now next step will be the ink for this one. But before I move on, I want to do a couple of versions here just with watercolor to see what I'm going to use for watercolor. It could be that I put way too much work into this, so it could be considered that I'm wasting a bit of time on too much practice work, but this is what I need to feel comfortable. So it's really up to the individual what they feel okay with. Hey Kim, welcome. Perfect, just got my afternoon coffee and chocolate. Nice, nice my friend. You know how to have a good time. Andrew Guy, Porco, if you're going for faces and anatomy. Definitely. But also Mother Day James. Like lately he's doing more animation. But if you go back to his earlier videos, he has some really good breakdown videos. Also on everything, not just faces. So you're definitely gonna learn from him as well. I didn't like the thick lines as much as I like the thin ones, even though it's not necessary. Where is my pen? So I'm gonna go back to the thin pen. But yeah, depending on how much time I have, generally I even wish I would spend a bit more practice stuff, just because if you don't constantly do that, you are going to get a little bit rusty, because my work illustrations are very different from these type of illustrations, this more fun type of illustration. And I can tell you that my work stuff is still fine, but I feel like I'm losing out a little bit on this one now, because yeah, with the baby I've been drawing much less for myself and just for fun. What do you think of drawing human body and anatomy, like muscle, heart and everything? I mean, if you enjoy it, draw it. I'm not sure what you mean by what I think. If you want to do storytelling with humanoids and everything in it, it probably will be good for you to practice all those things as well. I don't think you need to learn all the body parts and all the muscles and bones by heart, like what they're called and whatnot, but it is helpful to know at least the basics. Where is what sort of muscle groups there are in your body, all those things. Draw box is good for fundamentals too. I hear that as well. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, I hear it from many people that they even compare my teaching style with Drawbox, which I imagine happens because Drawbox is also industrial design E. But don't forget, like if you really want to do like anatomy and stuff, like figure drawing, live figure drawing, nothing will beat that. So if you find a group of people who go to figure drawing classes, yeah, do everything you can to join them. Okay. By the way, how's the sharpness of the image? Would appreciate if you can comment. I think I set it up properly, but because the thickness of the sketchbook, they always seem to change the focus. And I want to make sure that you kind people can see what I'm doing here. Looks good. Okay. Can I also draw anatomy? Not necessarily. I mean, I can badly from off top of my head. I'm okay if I'm doing figure studies, and by okay I mean in the loosest, not compared to people who specialize on this, but compared to people who don't really draw that often. Yeah, my anatomy is okay. So I guess that's something depending on who you compare yourself to. Okay, let's just throw in some of the darks that I threw in everywhere, and then let's see what sort of color schemes I can come up with. So the story here is that this is a former military mech that is being repurposed by the daughter of the military person who was using this mech, and she's using it as a firefighting mech somewhere in Colorado type Americas. At least that's my story. Maybe it was asked before, but what are you drawing? Just a robot, or is there more behind it? Oh, yeah. So here we go. I had an art exchange going on with an awesome person on Instagram, and they really loved this, so they asked if they could model it, and they modeled it and sent it to me. Sadly, some pieces broke because he sent it from the States, and it was a little bit like this area was very fine, and this front. Oh, let me just put this in here. So this front piece was, that's the other side, where do I have it? So this front piece was connected here. I don't know if you can see it, but sadly it broke off. There was no other connection point. And the back piece, I just didn't glue these yet. But yeah, so he modeled this, and in exchange, I am supposed to draw him a mech that was once a military mech. And the granddaughter of the pilot is using it now for whatever purpose. She updated it, and it was up to me to come up with something. So I came up with she turned it into a firefighting mech. So that's the story. Can you draw anime? Famously not. I can famously not draw anime. Like it's a meme and a joke how bad I am at drawing anime. Okay, let me take gouache. No, we do not need gouache, we need some more watercolor. Rulers? No, I never use rulers. I mean, I use rulers for other stuff, but not for drawing lines. Okay. So I thought let's give a military blue-ish background, and I'm just going to reuse some of the colors I have here already. Where is my toilet paper? There it is. The story is that the arms are changed and that has changed. Actually, I don't have my iPad with me because I think, let's not show this to you guys. Let me see. It's on my Instagram. Park. Yeah, so it's about this robot. Don't know how well you can see this, but this was the original robot, military version, and then this is the one with the changed up pieces. So you can see we added the different arms, we changed the weapon for a water cannon, and there's a big canister on the back. So those will be different colors, but everything else can be like the original, whatever color we choose. In this case, this military gray blue. I also want to do one with like a semi sort of military green. Can you draw the Batmobile? I have 1 or 2 videos of drawing the Batmobile. Like if you want to see that, just look it up in my playlist. Oof, that's a lot of water. Let's get rid of some of this water, and then we can come back with a bit of more pigment. The rusty brown could be an option as well. See, I have it here. Why not use it? But yeah, feel free, if you have more questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, I will have to start asking Ru about American politics. And I don't think anybody wants that right now. Let's see a little bit of red. Okay. No one wants to talk about US politics right now. You know, when I grew up, that was 90s, early 2000s, everything was peaceful. Like, I thought, oh yeah, this is the world now. I read about all the conflicts. Of course, 9/11, I was old enough to understand what was going on there. Well, mostly. But still, I felt like, you know what? Life is still peaceful. Nothing really big. From now we're going towards Star Trek, you know? The advanced, utopic, peaceful human civilization. That's what I thought we're going to. I guess I was very wrong. Very wrong. Very wrong. Now things are just happening left and right, and not just in the States, because everywhere else things are going a little bit crazy. Oh, that was not necessary. Thank you very much. What's the time? Okay, today's gonna be a slightly shorter. I know I say this all the time, but today it is going to be shorter just because I have a call in about 25 minutes and I'll have to take that. Yeah, I was hopeful for a while as well, but this is not going into the right direction. I'm having flashbacks to when I grew up in the 60s, 70s, when there was war everywhere. Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing, because I guess we're very close in age with Kim, but like we grew up with just finishing with all the wars and like seeing a lot of progress, you want to say, in the world, and really a lot of hope, like, oh wow, we can come together. I mean, I always thought that globalization was a great thing. Like, it just seemed nice that we are interconnected and that we are dependent on each other. I guess just naivete of kids. I can't even imagine what it must have been growing up with war everywhere. Well, I guess it's the same now for many kids. It was too good to be true. It was, wasn't it? It was. Alright, so we have these versions, and now is to sort of choose a different color for the arms. We're gonna wait a little bit for the watercolor to dry, and I also want to bring in just a little bit of darker versions of what I have here already. By the way, I don't know if anybody saw, I just saw it today, I think it dropped a couple of hours ago. There's a new Fantastic Four trailer out. I totally gave up on Marvel. I didn't think I would care about anything that they can put out there. But I must admit, this trailer looked like a lot of fun. So I don't know how the movie is going to be, but they have my attention. I'm gonna take some of this green and see if I can darken it a bit. Actually, there's darker green there already. Just a bit of darkness. Initially, I wanted to do the continuation of our little war factory and maybe other RTS assets, but this has a bit of priority right now, so I thought might be an interesting stream as well. Although I don't know how much watercoloring is interesting for people in my audience. Because watercoloring is something that I introduced in the later years. In the beginning I was only doing industrial design, so probably people who know me or follow me for mostly industrial design stuff, not sure if this is interesting for them. Very little industrial design in here. It's all cool to me, Robert. Thanks, Kim. I am glad you're enjoying it. Well, this is mostly dry. I'm just gonna return, like, this is really just aesthetic stuff. It's not needed for what I'm doing, but I just want to bring a little bit of dark in here as well. There we go. It was just a little bit too light. And Rue also finds it interesting. Oh, thank you, Rue. Very kind of you. When are your classes starting? I thought by this time you would be already off to teaching. Wash out my brush. How much time? Yeah, I still have about 20 minutes, just under. So we can bring in a couple of colors. I'm gonna try and do mostly complementary colors. I'm gonna see if red works here. I'm gonna do some bright oranges there. Maybe green bluish here, and here I still have to figure it out. Besides, you don't really do your how-tos anymore. It's, you know, after a while it's hard to come up with new how-tos, because you feel like, okay, like what else can I, like it's the whole, I try to show people the basics, and then based on those hopefully they can draw everything. Like just drawing how to draw an eye, how to draw this or that, it just seems reductive. Lemon yellow, pale yellow. I feel like I want orange red. Oh, let's put some lemon. I have some lemon yellow there. What am I doing? But like, is there a specific how-to you would still be interested in, Rue? I wouldn't mind. Look, like, for somebody asked me one of these days on one of my videos, and I still have to reply to them, how I do the perspective with the angles, so without putting down a vanishing point. And I thought I made a video out of that, but apparently I did not, so that's something that I will have to revisit. Oh man, do I have to start skipping work now to join your streams? I think so, because for the unforeseen future, this will be our new streaming time. But good to see you, Mats. Change the baby, reprogram it. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't think that will be possible. Okay, let's do some reds. I'm gonna favorite this song. I really enjoy this. Sharam Kalari, it's a good one. We like this one. Yeah, make it a nocturnal baby or something. It is already a nocturnal baby, it doesn't let me sleep at night. I don't want it to be even more nocturnal. Thank you very much. Houdini Bob just logged into YouTube, so missed 30 minutes of it. But Misa here. Welcome, Yusa. It's about friends of mine park it in a stroller outside. The cold helps babies to sleep, Scandinavian style. We did that a couple of times as well. And we were out walking and got home and didn't want the baby to wake up. So we just left him in front of the in front of the door. Okay. I'm just glad I don't have class till later. So now I get to watch you in the morning. Oh, nice. Babies have their own internal clock. Eat, sleep, change me. That's all they know. Actually, a relatively nice milestone. Ours started crawling. Very small distances, but he started. That's pretty cool. But it's funny because for the past weeks or so he was getting constantly frustrated because he wanted to crawl and he couldn't yet, and then he just was screaming. So he just had an angry bundle of baby on the floor screaming for no reason. Well, reason for him, I guess, but not for us. Yeah, I would need a different red, whatever red I'm using here. Not the biggest fan of it. Luis Enrique. Hello, recently I was accepted into the industrial design program at the University in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I am using your videos to improve my sketching skills before the classes start. Thank you so much for the great content. Well, thank you for reaching out and telling us this, Luis. I am happy that my sketches help you. Very, very good. That is why I made my videos after all. Matzebab, lay him on a penny board and let him pedal like a dirt. No, sir. Okay, let's go for a blue. Let's see what we have here on the palette. That's blue and doable. Houdini Bob. A very long time ago, my parents would drive around the block several times to get me to sleep. Yeah, I think my dad used to do that with me as well. The thing is, we don't have a car, so that's not really an option. But funnily enough, in the first couple of 2 to 3 months of his life, he hated being in the car seat. He was actively crying even more. Like even the baby stroller was not an option with him because he hated that as well, and he hated the baby carriage. He just hated everything. Now he's a bit more calm, but and that's actually good, not but. But it took us a while to get here. That was the but. I like this the best so far, I must say. I like the laid back, like pastel color. I think here I just don't like it because of the stronger lines. Yeah. Ooh, almost time for a new sketchbook as well. There are like 3, there's not a lot of pages left. That is always good time buying a new sketchbook. Squirrels are sneaky. Sounds like he has particular taste. He'll be an excellent designer. Hey, I'm not forcing anything on him. He will be whatever he will want to be. It is his choice, whatever that will be. As long as it's fun for him and it makes also enough of a living for him, I'll support him. Okay, let's see if we can just return this and add a bit of brown readiness there. I forgot to draw in these big water tanks on the back of the Mac, but it's not a problem. Let's take some darker, reddy, browny things. Yeah. Also, how are you feeling? Less sick than last time, I hope? Yes, I am back to functioning fully, which is very nice because it's been a long time of not really functioning well. It's nice to be functional. Thank you very much. I will, however, be sneaking away in 5 minutes or so because I do have a client call. That is quite important. Come on, dilute, water, dilute. There we go. Take the call live, show them how famous you are. Influence. I don't think that's necessary, my friend. Fame, my non-existent fame has not gone to my head that much just yet. But I do like the suggestion. Great, definitely great suggestion. Like these things, these shadows are really not needed, but I thought it would bring the whole thing together a little bit, just throwing in some shadows there. All right, ladies and gents, let's see. Just invite your client to be on the stream. Think of the content. Okay, I will not do that. Maybe another client or another time. Thank you very much for joining, ladies and gents. This was short but fun for me. I don't know what you learned out of this, but I hope you were entertained for those 40 or so minutes that we're doing together. And yeah, see you not next Thursday, or not next Tuesday. Next Tuesday I will be in France for a job, so I think we might be doing Thursday. Let's see what will happen. Until then, everybody take care. Bye-bye.